I think it's very important for the people of the area to have somewhere like this to come to in the midst of a town. It's also very important for the scientific work that's gone on in here in the past. Myself, I've been running a forest garden. It's been planted with a group of volunteers about 19 years ago, and as such is one of the oldest in the UK. There's only one in Devon and one in the Scottish borders of a similar age. It's been run by a number of volunteers over the years, and although it's been left now for 2 years, it can very easily come back and be used as a demonstration garden again, as can a lot of these gardens.
Well, I used to have a workshop above the cafe.
Yeah.
I had that for about 10 years, so I absolutely loved this place. And there was always, I don't know, there was always such a lot to do here and everything. And I was devastated when it closed, and I just want to sort of see if I can help get it sort of going again, really. So.
It's a natural green space that used to be available to members of the public. Come along. People come along with their kids, absolutely wonderful. Some great little mini projects, you've got mini beasts, you've got different bits of gardening, rare plants growing, and it was just such a shame that it shut, which is the reason I'm here today, helping to do some tidying up. In the beautiful weather, there's no like picking weeds in the rain, but I think it's important that we cherish places like this, we keep them, and that the people who benefit from the most, like the public, actually take an interest and take part in keeping them for future generations.
The forest garden is a form of gardening where you grow all your produce as a natural forest or woodland. So within this, it'll be like a natural woodland, which is very good for wildlife, but it will produce fruit and vegetables and other commodities for you. So it's a method of gardening and on a larger scale agriculture, which is very environmentally friendly and makes best use of the land.
I've been, I used to come here quite a lot with my family, but I think if people, not just politicians or councillors see that people are interested, but if other members of the public see that people are interested and want to do something, hopefully there'll be a much better chance of keeping a beautiful area like this. And letting people enjoy, one of the few large green spaces that we've got in what's otherwise quite a heavily industrial town.
I was overseas for 35 years, and our family lived in just about every desert in the world. So coming back to UK and on retirement, I saw a lot of the green spaces that we used to enjoy with my youngsters gone, obviously built on the houses, others completely derelict, this one on the way to being derelict. And the reason that we I attach a lot of importance to this place is we used to work overseas for about 12 to 15 months, and then we come home on vacation. As soon as we got home to the house, the first thing the kids wanted to do was come back to nature's world. Us being strangers to this area, in effect, because we didn't live here, I was surprised how many other people came from all over the country to come and see it. It was well advertised, it was well understood. And sadly, it was only in the last few years that it didn't quite stand up to what we expected from it. But that happens with a lot of projects, doesn't it? If we get a new breath of fresh air coming in, brilliant. And I'll be there to help until I pop my clogs, which could be another half hour's time.
There could be a future for it, properly run, yes, definitely. Run as an experimental garden as it was originally thought, and a place people could come and learn, particularly young children.
I think if more people from the community are aware that we're trying to get it to go again, then I think more people would actually want to come in and say help doing stuff like this, like volunteering and like say clearing all the orchards and things like that. And like say they're talking about having the workshops and stuff again. All that kind of stuff, would just kind of bring the community back to it, really. So it doesn't have to be high tech or anything. It just wants to have like a little oasis of green, in the middle of Middlesbrough.
Could have 200 or 300 children some days learning here, learning where their fruit and vegetables come from, learning about wildlife and the wildflowers. and pond dipping. Everything had everything here that a child could need to enjoy and learn about nature.
Lots of things could be considered a place like this. I think there's place for groups of projects to come and work together, even with slightly different aims. There's room for artisan craftsmen, bakers, butchers, brewers, whoever it is, for people to come and actually sort of find a place here. There's some great facilities still available, including I think it's an arboretum that they have, which is self-heating. You know, it could be even just renting that out as a conference space would pay for itself in no time. So I think there's a lot of potential for a place like this, whether it is just kept as a green space for people to enjoy, or whether it's actually used productively. I would like to you know, if I had the resources to come and run a small project. And I used to work with people with mental health problems doing gardening work, and this would be the ideal sort of place to do that.
And nobody wanted this place to close. Like I say, it was just financially, it just couldn't continue. So yeah, I think the council and everybody wants it to kind of, it just needs more of a proper business plan to make it financially viable in a way that it just wasn't before.
I think we've all got our own ideals, and sadly I don't think it will measure up to my ideal, whatever happens. The biggest stumbling block at the moment is Middlesbrough Council and what their intentions are. We haven't got a clue what their intentions are. We ask and we ask and we ask. So the biggest fear we've got is that sometime it may just sort of be totally abandoned, allowed to become derelict, and a good excuse to say, oh, let's clear the land and then let's start building houses. But that's I think what might happen. That's my pessimist side. But my optimistic side is, I say, my ideal, is that we virtually replicate what Stuart Goldie's perception of what it should look like. We should continue that. At the moment it just needs tidying up. Some of the buildings need some maintenance, some of the areas need maintenance. Again, friends who do it for nothing, quite happy. But at some point someone's going to have to put an investment in a fair amount of money. We do have people who are willing to do that if we could get over the stumbling block of Middlesbrough Council.
But it's particularly important to the people of this little area of Middlesbrough, I think. It was their garden, it was their project very much, and they loved it. And it needs to go back to them.